So in this topic, we're going to discuss about ACL. So access control list in Linux. So you want to change the permissions for the particular folders or the files. So we can go for some other commands also there. chmod, chmod, chgrp. But whereas with help of those commands, we can able to set the permissions for the particular user only. But now with help of the ACL, what you can do is for the particular folder we can able to give like a different permissions for different users, and for the subfolders we can able to provide like a different permissions. So example, in my main root I have something called as a folder name is, I have the folder name is called my projects, the root. Under this my projects example we have the subdirectory is called as a project 1 and project 2. So example, you can say for the my projects, I have given the permissions called as a completely full control permissions. Depends ch mode. So 777 I given. This meaning indicates for user also you can say complete permissions, for the group also full control, for others also full control. Depend now this folder can be accessed by the any user and any group member and others also. But my requirement you can say here only the project one has to access by the particular people only. Maybe example, the users, team lead 1 and team lead 2, they should have the full control permissions, and group members. I'm going to create some group also here, pros 1 group. But this group member they should have only the permissions called as read and execute permissions, and others no access. So in the real time, we have the one project directory, my project directory is there. This my project directory has to access by everyone, but the project one has to access by the particular group only. And for this project one directory, these should be users called as T1 and T2. They should be have the full control, and other sequence no access permissions. For this, what we can do here. So the first step, I'm going to create a one directory called as my project directory, and you can see the permissions of the my project directory. These are default permissions are there. Then under my project directory, I'm creating the two projects, project 1 and project 2. There are two directories. So these are default directories we have right now we created. So the next step what we require is for the main directory we require different permissions. For subdirectories we require the different permissions. What we'll do now. So that one command is that to set the access control, we'll go for some command name is called as a get ACL, get FACL. Is a command using for to check the permissions of the particular directory or the file. And set FACL is a command to set the permissions. And you want to modify the permissions means -m to set the permissions for the users -u and -g for the group and -x to remove the permissions and -d to completely remove the permissions. Now how to set these permissions now? So the first thing I'll go for chmod 7770 or maybe 777. So I'll go for the 770. Meaning of this one, users and group they can access and others no access. Otherwise, if you require full access for everyone, you go for the 777 to my project directory. So now go for a command get FACL and my project. So you can see here who is the owner and who is the group and user you can see here the permissions RWX and group has the permissions RWX and others you can see no permissions. Now we'll go for to the project one directory. See for the project one directory we got a different permissions. Default permissions user RWX group R-X and others R-X. Now what is my requirement means only for the project one this has to access by team lead 1 and team lead 2. Again for the team lead 1 we require the different permissions. For the team lead 2 we require the different permissions also we can apply with help of the ACL. So the first step what I will do is I am going to create some user accounts. User add TL1 and TL2. So the first thing how we can able to apply the ACL for the particular users for the particular folders or the files and apply. So get FACL by my projects for the project one directory. Now we want to apply this ACL for this directory now. Set FACL is a command used to set the ACL -m to modify. For user, we'll go for u colon username colon and what the permissions are required RWX and to which directory project one. So now we will go for a command get FACL and you can see here for user team leader default user you can say RWX. Now user team leader you got like the RWX permissions. Now what I will do means I'll set the permissions for user 2 also. So team leader also, team leader 2 also. So again the command set FACL -m and u colon means user to which user team leader 2 And what permissions are required? Only are required the read and write permissions only. And to which directory? My projects to the project 1 directory. So now if we go for get fkcl, my projects and the project 1 directory, see what happened, you can see here. For two different users, we got different permissions. For team leader 1, we got different permissions. For team leader 2, different permissions. So now if we want to change the permissions one more time, only I'll get the read permission. So now what you can do? How to check these permissions now? So I'll go for su space team leader 1. Switch user to team leader 1. So open the my project directory and the project 1 directory. So here the column chmod triple seven my project directory. Full control you need to provide it. So then you can go for su space team leader 1 and cd my project directory. Then open the project 1 directory. So I'm going to create a new file, new folder or file. So let us example now mobile app. So now this is created by which user? Team leader 1. Now say exit. Now if you go for su space team leader 2 and cd slash my projects and the project 1. So this cannot be accessed by the team leader 2. Depend for one folder, we can able to provide like a different permissions for different users also with help of the ACLs. Now say example now for the project 1 directory, a group of members they want to access this project 1 directory with a read and execute permissions. So the first step I'm going to create some group project 1. Then I'm going to create some user accounts P1, P2 and P3 and P4 also. So the next step, what is my requirement means? In the project 1 group, I want to add this P1, P2, P3 user accounts and I want to set the ACL permissions for this project 1 directory to the project 1 group. So gpasswd hyphen m hyphen m means gpasswd is a command to add the users into the group and hyphen m means the multiple user accounts and which user accounts p1 comma p2 comma p3 and to which group name clause 1 is a group name and grep we can check it out grep clause 1 The etc group. So you can see under pros one group was added, P1, P2, P3, these are users are added. Now what is my requirement? FSL to my project one directory. Up to now I applied the policies, ACL policies for the user level. Now my requirement you can say for the pros one group. In this group, who are the members are there? P1, P2, P3. These are the members are there. And for this, I want to give the permissions called as a read and execute for this group only. So now we go for set FACL, the command hyphen M. Now we can specify the G. G means the group. And the group name we can say pros1. And what the permissions are required? Read and execute permissions. And to which folder? Now we'll go for a command get FACL. So now for the group we can say pros1 what the permissions we set, read and execute permissions. How to test it now? So su space p1 and cd slash my project directory to the pros1 directory. Now try to create a one more folder here, some ABC. So you got a permissions denied. Because the reason I can say P1, P2, P3, these are members under the pros1 group. For the pros1 group, what the permissions we have, read and execute only. Now, if you log in as a P4 user, who is a P4 user? So P4 user nothing but a outer member, that means nothing but others. And CD my project and we'll go for project one directory. So you can able to enter it because the reason default permissions we have the RWX is there, RIFLX. But even though you can't able to do the any changes. Now set FACL hyphen M for others. I'll give you like a no access permissions. Now I go for get FACL. So now we can try for su space p4 permissions denied. Now I'll create a one more group and for that group I require like a different permissions for the same folder. So the group add group 2, I'll go for user add some G1. So G1 already there. So So user add and go for K1, K2. So G pass WD hyphen M K1 comma K2, and I'm going to add into the group name, you can say group 2. So get FACL my projects. Now what happened, you can see here, we set the permissions for the user level. For team leader 1 a different permissions, for team leader 2 different permissions. Now for the project 1 group we have given the read and execute permissions. Now I want to give a case for group 2. I want to give the permissions called as a ACL permissions as a RWX. So set FACL hyphen M group name, you can say group 2, and permissions RWX to which folder, my project, to the project 1 directory. So now if you go for a command get FACL, and you can see here for the group 2 we got the permissions called as RWX. For the project 1 group we can set R-X. For team leader 1 you can set different permissions, for team leader 2 different permissions. So in the real time point of view we have the main directories, maybe example is my project. Now under this we have the different subdirectories are there. Now for each subdirectories we want to provide like a different permissions for different users and different groups. What you can do, we can apply the ACL. So in the real time point of view they will use the concept is called as ACL to set the permissions. So now if you log in a user account called as a either P1 or P2, so you go for either login as a P1 or K1, I think maybe. We'll check it out. Grep group 2, who are the members under the group 2, K1 and K2. Now if you go for su space K1 and cd slash my project and the project 1 directory, so I'm going to create a one more directory here, app2. So you can able to create it because the reason you can say who is the member, K1. K1 is a member in the group 2, but the group 2 what the ACL permissions we are given, read, write, execute. See, because the reason I can say who has created and who is this one, team leader 1 only. The pen he can able to access the only the project 1 directory and he can able to access his applications. And team leader he can able to access his applications. So you want to set like this is the way, what you can do, we can able to go for ACL, access control list. Now next step, so how to remove the ACLs. So get FACL my project directory and the pros 1. So these are the ACL permissions for the team leader 1, team leader 2, for the group 2. And you want to remove the permissions now. What you can do? So to remove the permissions, we'll go for hyphen X. FACL hyphen X for user TL1 to which directory? So now I remove the ACL permissions for the team leader 1. We'll check it out. So there is no team leader 1 now. So in similar way, I want to remove the group called as a project 1. So set FACL hyphen X cross 1 to which directory. So now we go for get FACL. So now there is no group called as a cross 1 group. And completely you want to remove the ACL permissions for this directory. So set FACL hyphen B and directory name. So now we go for get FACL. So there is no ACL permissions now. So like this, what you can do, we can apply the ACL permissions for the particular directories or subdirectories or the files. So in the real-time point of view, like this, they're going to apply the ACLs.